Welcome everybody to the 40K to 400K Shopify Formula Workshop. Appreciate you spending your Wednesday afternoon here with us, and I'm going to try get through the intro as fast as possible to kind of get you guys into the good stuff. So I will be going a little bit quick here, but I just want to go through a couple things ahead of the session today, and that is just to try and put away the next 60 minutes or so. If you can, sometimes these go a little bit longer, but really, try and remove as many distractions as you can just to get the most out of it. I do see a lot of webcams, which is really nice. It's lovely to see faces on these events. If not, and you can, please do try and turn your webcam on. Just makes these events a little better when we do a lot of the feedback that we do. And lastly, a couple of you already are, which is great, but have a chat. So there is actually a chat function in Zoom. We're going to do quite a bit of feedback and interaction with you guys today. So a lot of the time we'll be asking for you guys to answer questions in the chat. So if that's fine, that makes sense to you, could you all please just leave a yes in the chat so I know that we're all on board, and then I'll know that we're good to go and we can kind of get into this. Okay, see a couple of yeses from Darren, Rhonda, Esther, beautiful, Sarah, lovely Paula, thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you for being nice and easy, guys. Lovely. So a couple goals that I want for everyone today to really kind of knock out the park. And the first one is going to be showing everybody all about how you turn browsers into buyers. So one of the main things that we really work on is what we call conversion rate optimization. Now, conversion rate is simply, say, 100 people land on your website and one purchases, that's a 1% conversion rate. So a big thing that we really focus on for beginners and people who are already growing businesses is to really nail a website with a good conversion rate to get the most profit when you do run ads for your business. And secondly, a lot of people in this group might already be running ads or have used an agency or looked for help previously in terms of growing your business, and maybe it didn't work before and you didn't quite get the results you're after. We're going to touch on why that might be the case and what you need to do moving forward to actually start seeing those results that you're after. And lastly, I ideally want everyone here to leave with a really solid plan, understanding what it is that you need to focus on next in your business to start seeing growth. So those are the goals for today, what we're going to go through. And typically when I mention, the sessions today and what we go through, people do have a couple questions, and ultimately, they're just thinking, is what we're going to go through today, is it actually going to be relevant for you? And it kind of comes down to three sub questions. Typically, it's because people are wondering, is what we're going to go through going to be relevant for the products that they're selling? So maybe you've already selected the product or you're thinking of a product and it maybe sounds a little bit far-fetched or out there or not proven yet, and you're wondering if what we teach would be effective for that product. So I just want you to feel rest assured that everything that we teach is all about e-commerce and how to sell products online. So if you're selling products online, if you're doing e-commerce, doesn't matter what they are, then what we go through today is going to be an effective strategy for you to use. And secondly, another important question is it going to be relevant for your size? So a lot of people here might just be starting their Shopify store at the very start. There's a couple of links I saw came through, so there's definitely going to be a couple of you who have already, started selling products. And I know, for example, Darren has just recently purchased a business that used to do some significant revenue. So there's, people of all different sizes here, and that's completely fine. I just want to let you know that typically the things that we do with the brands who are more in the scaling side of things, we're more optimizing these things. Whereas when it comes to people who are starting from the very start, we are teaching them as foundations. So yes, absolutely, doesn't matter where you are in your journey, what we go through today is going to be relevant for you. And lastly, is what we go through relevant today? And this is a super important question. Whenever you are seeking any sort of help online, you need to be asking this, is what we go through relevant today? And absolutely, just to let you know that everything that we teach today is directly derived from the results and the things that we learn from the brands and the e-commerce brands that we coach and actually work directly with every single day in the e-commerce circle, which we'll tell you a little bit more about. But yes, everything that we go through today is relevant. It is active, and it's always going to be upkept every single week based on what we see working in the market today. And this is typically for a couple people specifically that we usually see kind of get the best results with us. So usually, number one, they're passionate. They understand their why. You have a strong understanding of, not that you're not deciding to do e-commerce still, like you've decided this is something that you want to do. You want to have a real crack, whether it's because you always, envision yourself being a business owner and you want that flexibility, or maybe it's that you're just trying to build a legacy to leave over, or maybe you actually are very passionate about a product that you actually build yourself and you just want to get it out there more. Whatever it is, as long as you kind of understand that why, and you have that passion, that drive, we can definitely work with you. That's who we get the best results for. And also, like when it comes to helping people, we find that when they come into e-commerce, they typically get the feeling of being overwhelmed. Even people who have been doing it for a while. And it's because as businesses grow, definitely as you jump into a new business, you don't seem to realize how many different moving parts there are. And that's what creates this overwhelm. So we're very big on helping you overcome that overwhelm. And we do it by getting very zoned in on what are the key focus areas that you need to put your time into right now to see the most growth instead of spreading yourself thin everywhere. And lastly, if we're all being honest, we're here because we want to, at the end of the day, we're running business so we can make some more money. We want lifestyle changes, right? We want to be able to build a flexible lifestyle. And at the end of the day, we need to build businesses that are also profitable and don't just, pay the ATO, your manufacturers, ad costs, etc. So that's massive for us. So if you're any of these, then perfect. I do think the session is going to be really helpful for you. And I also want to just quickly introduce Paul, who you've probably already seen in our videos or on previous workshops if you've been to them. But Paul is the founder of both the e-commerce Circle and Insightful, the agency. So, Paul, if you want to tell a little bit about what you've done, and then we can kind of get into it.
All right,
You there,
helps
Paul?
her I press the unmute button before
Yep.
I
You
start
need that one.
talking. There you go. Goodness me. So I'll try again. So first off, thanks guys for jumping on and spending your Wednesday evening with us. So I've been in the e-com space since 1997. I started a brand called Wacom from my mum and dad's spare room and took over the lounge room and the bedrooms and the garage and so forth. Went on to build that business to where we sold probably about 40 mil or so by the time I sold it in 2014. And in 2014, I sold it to a public company on the ASX. Then I had 2 weeks off, because I'm addicted to building stuff, and started an agency. So I rebooted the agency that I had. So I still run that agency today. It's called Insightful. Now, what we do at Insightful, we build about 100 Shopify sites a year for 6, 7, and 8 figure brands. And a lot of what I was dealing with back then, a lot of those brands would come to me and they would ask me a lot of questions about, hey, how do I grow the brand now that we've got a site and so forth. So a couple of years ago, Chris and I on the call sat down and we built the e-commerce circle. So e-commerce circle exists now because once we've built a website for someone, they then come along and go, hey, how do I build it? That's what the e-commerce circle is for. So we do coaching calls and so forth in there. We have like 10 coaches. We coach on everything you can possibly think about. And I do this largely because I'm a dad. I've got a 4-year-old. I've got a 5-year-old, two boys. And I think it's very important that when you're building e-commerce businesses, that you surround yourself with people that can remove the complexities and the struggles that you're going to go through in building the brand. So we work with a lot of family founded brands, mums and dads, husband and wife, dad and dad, our grandma that's doing this for their grandkids. We've got a lot of ladies that are in their 60s that are in our community, right? That are just want to have a crack, build a cool ecom brand and do things right. So that's the short version. As per this slide, I think I would take, complex problems and make it very easy to understand for people. I think I'm pretty good at helping people build teams, or if you don't want to build a team and you want to do it all on your own, like telling you how to do it all on your own properly. And everything that we teach is stuff that is, we would like to say, safe, sustainable, and scalable, right? This is not stuff that's a flash in the pan that is going to work today and be dead tomorrow, like most of the gurus out there that are preaching. So everything that you're going to see tonight is the accumulation of all the stuff that we've built over the last, 25 years of doing this. So it's working. It's working right now. It's growing many brands to multi-6 and multi-7 and 8 figure annual revenues in their business as well. So again, thanks for jumping on. This will be a super interactive session. We'll ask you a lot of questions and so forth. So you should strap yourself in for a good time.
Sweet. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, I just want to run you all through a couple cases as well, just to show you some of the people that we're working with right now and some of the amazing businesses that we're helping build. So firstly, this is Liz. She runs Industrial Shed. Now they sell tools. They're coming up against the likes of Bunnings and things like this. And when she came to us, they were doing about 40 grand a month in their business. So already had some traction there. And this is an example of where, we kind of came in touch with the business and said, okay, let's optimize a few things, make sure the website's converting well, make sure that brand messaging is really clear. And then from there, you can actually, we've just run her ads for her to get traffic to that website and grown it month on month to the point where I believe last month she did, I think it was more than this. I think it was like 250K was it last month. So she's seeing quite a lot of growth, which is awesome. I think Paul's just linked, her website there. You can check it out yourself. Sorry, Paul, I'm going to chuck you on mute there. Just can hear that dog.
So someone's going to attack.
Yeah, all good, all good. And here's Paul and Delane. So Paul and Delane, they're just a lovely couple who they were grinding out the market hustle, selling their protein and collagen powders, um, every single week. And they got to the point where like they knew people loved their products, right? And they were doing about 10K a month. But for them, they thought, how am I going to grow from here? Obviously, we can't just do more and more markets every month, but we know that people love our products, so they figured going online was the way to go, and that's how they got in touch with us. And again, we said, all right, cool, you got this product. Let's just build a website that's going to convert properly and kind of present it how it needs to be out in the market. Get some traffic to that website, and within a few months, we're doing about 40 grand a month up until I think the last month they did about 130 to 140 in that just last month alone. So they've seen quite a lot of growth, and I think they're at the point where they're just kind of going to let it coast for a bit because they're happy with it, which is awesome for them. But yeah, they started out at markets, which is pretty cool. And then there's even someone like Jade who, when she came to us about a year ago, just coming onto one of these calls that you're on right now, she didn't even have a product, Jade. She just knew, she was a mum of two. She knew that she was a full-time physiotherapist, and she knew she wanted to start something that she could really build for herself in order to give her a bit of flexibility, in life later on. So just following our advice, we kind of, pushed her down the path of, her expertise and what she's already in authority in, up into the point where, just in between putting her kids to bed at night and then her going to sleep, she comes along to our community, listens to what we teach, and then basically has just gone along and built this business at the moment where last time we checked in, she was doing 40K months, which is pretty awesome. And I think her goal personally is actually to just keep her job and this and build it as far as she possibly can go, which is awesome. Everyone has different goals, and Jade's absolutely killing it at the moment there. So good on Jade. And my last one here is Leah, who runs Sunza, and this is another awesome case. Leah came to us, and she had an idea of a product that she wanted to sell. She knew it was I think it was her design. I actually can't remember, Paul. Was this her design,
Yeah.
or she just knew? Yeah, this is her design, which is pretty cool. And she was pretty big on it, and she knew if she got it out there more, it could be a successful business, and that's just what we helped her do. Helped her build her high converting website, helped her start getting traffic to it, and she went from zero sales, I think it was 4 months ago, to I think she just clocked her first 10K month, and for her, it's just it's just the sky's the limits from here. We're going to kind of really
She's
see how
going
far we can
full
push this
time
thing.
as well this
Oh,
week. So
really?
she's actually, yeah, so
Oh,
she's parted ways in her job. She's going all in. So she just ordered like a ton of stock and so forth. And she's like, I'm petrified and excited. I'm like, that's how every day is in e-commerce. She's like, I'm really
yeah,
scared. I'm like, yeah, get used to it. That's what it's like. So, but
yeah,
yeah.
beautiful,
So she
awesome. So
came to us
the
from another community, and she spent a lot of money, didn't know what to do. They didn't tell her how to do anything. Well, it was just a bit of a mess, right? And then, like Chris said, nailed her website. She's now running her own meta ads. She's now grown to 10 grand a month. She's now going full time into doing this. She's also got all these new skills that she's applying to other stuff in her life as well, because she runs a
yeah,
marketing
awesome.
agency too. So onwards and upwards for Leia. She's a fantastic student.
Beautiful. Awesome. It's good to hear. Now, quickly, I want to go through something, everybody. So, obviously, look, we want to work with as many of you as possible. We want to see all of your faces up on these testimonials in the next few months. But usually, what I like to do is I like to ask for a bit of permission beforehand. So, give me a yes if you're okay with at the end of this, if we provide a lot of value, that I actually share with you how you can continue to get our support. And actually, we've got a pretty good deal as well that we're going to announce as well today at the end of this. So just let me know with a yes in chat if you're okay with me sharing that towards the end of this call. And if not, then there's no problem at all. You definitely don't have to stay to the end. You can kind of leave anytime that you really want. Ah, beautiful. A couple of yeses come flying through. Lovely. Thank you, Paul, Esther, Sarah, Darren. I think I missed Rhonda there, couple others. Lovely. Thank you all so much, guys. I hope you do get a lot of value out of this. But of course, we're not shy in saying we want you all to be those next case studies for us. And something that's going to really help us out while we give a lot of feedback throughout today is going to be to understand a little bit more about where the audience is at as a whole. So don't feel embarrassed, if you're just starting out and there might be some people who are already making sales here. It's just going to help us to understand. So let us know if you're a startup, if you're a setup, or if you're in grow up, or if you're in scale up. And obviously, we got the numbers there. So this is just the revenue that the business is doing. So if you're anywhere from 0 to 10K, then you're a startup. And then obviously set up, grow up, scale up. So just let me know. Yeah, we got Paul startup, Rhonda startup. That's the startup. Yeah, perfect. Restart up. Cool. Startup. We got grow up and Sarah. Yeah, that's kind of how this usually works. We usually get a couple a bit bigger than a lot of startups. Yeah, that's completely fine. Awesome. That's going to be a lot easier for us to kind of really make the advice we give very specific for everyone here. So that's awesome. Um, Now, when we kind of explain to people the results that we get, there are times where people kind of say, you're just getting a little bit lucky. And for us, it's kind of, you can't really explain consistent things by luck. What it really comes down to is the fact that we have developed a system on what needs to happen to grow an e-commerce brand. And we're going to take you through what that system is quickly. It's called the more orders model. You'll see we kind of put it to a triangle because it has three different sides to it. And these are the three pillars that we really focus on. These are like the needle moving things that we focus on with every single business we work with. Whether there's someone who comes to us doing 100 grand, they tell me we want to get to 200 grand a month, or it's someone who, we optimize those things, or it's someone who comes to me and say, hey, I'm just starting my business. I want to do everything right from the get go. I want to skip all the mistakes, etc. Then we go, okay, learn these fundamentals and apply them from the very start. So the three things are your store, which is all about conversion rate. Then we have your story, which is all about your brand and your brand message. And lastly, we have strategy, which is really all about how do we grow this business consistently month on month. And I'll quickly explain a little bit more on what each of these things are. So for your store and conversion rate, if you remember at the start, I kind of explained your conversion rates for every 100 people on your website. Say one buys from you, it's a 1% conversion rate. So it is imperative for us, and I was having this conversation with about 3 or 4 people just today alone. It is imperative that if you are starting a business or even if you're scaling it, that you really look at the conversion rate as the key metric of performance of your website. And you should do everything you can to make that number as high as possible. And the reason why is because the higher your conversion rate is, the more profitable you will be as a business and as you grow. So especially for businesses that we work with, mainly it's small Aussie businesses who we don't have unlimited funds to waste an ad spend, right? So we need to make sure when we do spend money on ads and maybe even influencers or whatever it may be to get traffic to our website, that they're actually going to land on a website that's built to convert them. So it's actually going to end up in profit for your ad spend. And it's super important. Some people might tell you to spend money first and figure it out later. That's just bad advice. Don't listen to that. You're much better off nailing these things as fundamentals and then sending traffic to your website. So conversion rate is gigantic for us, everybody, and we'll show you a couple of examples of that later today. Secondly is story. And like I said before, this is talking all about your brand messaging. And the brand messaging is simply how we convey who we are, what we do, and why people should be buying from us and not other people in the market. And putting that into actual wording that's going to go on our website, it's going to go on our social media, on our emails. Even if you're in person, it's going to be how you speak in person. So it's a congruent message. And when people land on our website, they know the difference between us and everybody else. This is the key to how to actually compete with, say, bigger people in your market or a saturated market without having to necessarily spend more than everybody. It's by differentiating yourself and really pointing out who you are. And lastly, is strategy. This is all about how to actually sustainably grow your business month on month. Sustainability is a key for us. Again, we work with a lot of small businesses who don't have endless pockets. So it's important that every month what you do in the business is impactful for you and that you're able to actually upkeep what you do. For example, you don't need to, if you're just a new business, you don't need to run Meta ads, Google ads, do all your emails all at the same time. You can slowly build these things in a way that makes sense, in an order that makes sense for your business to see the most growth profitably. So that's my spiel. Hopefully that was educational for you guys. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to pick a couple brands. Paul's going to bring them off, kind of on stage. You can introduce yourself, and we're going to audit that business and implement these three sides of the model into somebody's business. So, Paul, did you pick any that you liked from earlier?
What's up? Look, which one was it you flagged earlier today?
Darren.
Yeah,
Darren's, which was the Darren, do you want to paste that link again for us just to make it easy?
chuck that in there. And come off mute if you can too, man. If you're okay to do that. What we'll do, give us the elevator pitch, make it good, because you're going to be famous on the internet tomorrow when everyone watches the recording and everyone's going to be like, I want to buy whatever he's selling. So
Well, I should have shaved. This, yeah. So we are a technology company, essentially manufacturing 3D printed parts. Specifically, we have pitched ourselves specifically at motorsport. So there are plenty of 3D printing businesses out there, but we've decided to professionalize that because a lot of it is what I would suggest cottage industry. and we're pitching it specifically at motorsport, or not potentially, primarily because that's my jam. I've loved motorsport for a long, long time, but I've never had the opportunity to work in it. So I had to kick the door open and find my own way of getting in there. Chris alluded to earlier that this is actually a business I bought off a young fella who had maxed it out as far as he could.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing a fairly long history in business, but I'm a complete novice in online e-commerce.
Okay. Did you build the site? There's a lot of like, it
I
looks nice.
reskin. I didn't personally, but I engaged a guy to reskin it for me. So the site looked like vomit when I bought it.
Okay.
But the product, nothing around the product has changed other than just a nice reskin.
Yeah, right. It feels very like anthropic design, like AI designed the site, you know.
Yeah,
So,
that hero image is definitely just straight out of Chat GTP.
yeah.
And I'm now in the back end tuning up the navigation because I'm not a huge fan of the way it navigates currently. It's getting better,
Yeah.
but it's not great. But yeah, so that's the long, the short, and the curly of it. I'm a
All right.
little constrained in terms of growth. I'm a little constrained by capacity. So I'm also looking at add-on products that I can either drop ship or stock that I can turn a bit more of a revenue stream on for with this.
How big is the market? Like race car industry, right? I mean, it's a huge industry, I imagine, with
Well, this is why I've targeted race cars because every kid in their skyline believes they own a race car. So we say race car and motorsport because that's my jam, but it speaks to every performance car enthusiast around the world, by the way. So that's the market is global.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, the market for pure motorsport stuff is um, I don't have a dollar figure for you, but it wouldn't be huge. But if you start dragging in anybody who has believes their Hyundai XL is a race car, then the market's massive.
Yeah. Every sick, fully sick dude with their VW, with their turbo, it's a race car. Got it.
I don't pick
Okay.
on the V Dubs, but and that's 100% where the young fella I bought it from had come from. Is that he had a Subaru WRX that he used to cruise the Macca's car park in.
Yeah.
And that it just morphed from that. So we've taken what that was. It was very, very what they call JDM focused, and I've morphed
Yeah.
that into a much more complete offer, if you like. So
Okay. I had an Subaru WRX STI 2020 that I used to drive to Hungry Jack's. So I get it. Same.
there you go.
So
There you
didn't
go.
never went to a track day. So yeah,
Well, yeah, and you
interesting.
don't need to. You don't need to for these products, but it's those guys, Paul, that would look at these products and go, "I've got to get me one of those because then I look like a serious racer."
I need the exhaust pipe
Probably
and I need the
important to
stickers on the
mention.
door.
Yeah, Darren is also so you've got like is it would you say state of the art like you actually got the hardware and everything like
Yeah,
to
so
yeah.
the part of the business acquisition was also inspired, or sorry, rather, well, it was inspired by finding out about 3D printing and getting involved in it myself for my own race cars. But then once I acquired the business, I decided I needed to really invest a bit more in the hardware. So as I say, I do have a capacity limitation. Or, you can only have so many printers at any one time. But the I guess the lengthy discussion around that would be, how do we go from 40 to 400
Mm.
with the capacity we've got currently? But that's I need a good site to drive that growth first. So one
I reckon
step.
you need to mention that on the homepage too, right? Like, I've got a bamboo P2S or something sitting over there, and I'm like, I'm not printing the race car part on that thing, I imagine. Do you know what I mean? You've got whatever
No, no,
you've got.
Paul. That's the funny thing. You can, and I do. I actually use Bamboo Lab product. We will,
Okay.
we will, and that's part of that scaling up. We will go into some more specialized machines when we get some specialized projects, and we're not far off that. Even
Yep.
early doors, we're not far off that. But yeah, that's part of the reason why the industry at the moment is what I refer to as cottage industry, because anybody with a generic commercial printer in their backyard could technically could print this and use it themselves. The juice is in the design, really.
Oh, you design the actual part for people and
We
make it a
own
bit
the
more
designs
custom.
for the parts. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Interesting. Okay. And then they're like carbon fiber or whatever they are and different materials
Look,
and stuff.
yeah, it's typically some sort of thermoplastic. We've settled on what they call ASA, which is like an ABS plastic that's used in car parts by the big manufacturers, but it's UV stabilized. So you can leave it in your car unpainted and it won't degrade over time.
So it doesn't melt. Yeah, okay. Interesting.
Mhm.
Um, hmm. So normally what I do, like I'd come on here and I draw all over my screen and I'd be like, here is all the space that we're working with, and I'll do this.
Mhm.
So someone rocks up on desktop, they see that, and they see this, your announcement bar, they see your H1, they see your H2, they see your trust statements. So you've got a lot of stuff in the right spots already, thankfully. But I think they're still missing, leaving it a bit short. So I'm going to go through this for you, and I'm going to more so for the benefit of other people that are watching. So, for example, this thing here is what's called a H1 tag, right? So that needs to be a statement that when people read it, they go, yes, 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 I'm in the right spot. Then they need to go down here, and this is called a H2 tag, and this is probably a H2 tag for you. And then they need to read that, and they go, yep, I'm in the right spot. Then they need to read this and this and that and that and that and that and this and all the other stuff up here. And the more yeses you get, the more likely people are to scroll down and the more likely they are to purchase. So if I remove the graffiti from my screen for a minute, like you've got a few trust statements down here, international shipping, 3D printed in-house, vehicle specific, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty generic at the moment. So what do we got here? Vehicle specific dash busters. That's not terrible, right? But I reckon we'll do a bit of work on this and kind of see if we can make it better, because there's a lot of newbies on here that don't have any of this stuff, right? So, and we'll also work on your what I call your unique selling proposition, which you don't have, and that should be sitting like around here. So
Yep.
I'll go on my screen again. Oh, hang on. Where is the texter? Whichever one it is, one of them. That one down here. And there's probably a lot more wording that we want to do. And then we'll look at your product pages, and we'll look at your checkout pages, and we'll look at your cart. So I think you're off to an okay start, but for you, you're missing conversion elements, right? So we want to talk about conversion elements. You've got a home page, you've got a collection page, you've got a cart page, you've got a product page, you've got a cart drawer. Inside of all of those pages, there are elements, whether it's a button or it's a word or it's a sentence or it's a statement or it's an icon. There are hundreds of things that you need to have on all of them so that your conversion on your site is better. Right? Helps with the conversion, helps with your objections. So typically people will rock up to the Holden page and go, or we might remove the massive banners, but they go here and they go, I'm looking for that thing. And they start going, how much is shipping? How long does it take to get? Is there a product review? What's it made of? Lots and lots and lots of different things. So let's go back to the homepage, and I'm going to log into this tool that I've been working on for about a year now. So quickly, this is called the More Orders Command Center. Inside the command center, there are over 200 custom GPTs now that solve problems for brands like yours. So you'll see how this works as we go through it. First one I want to work on is, let's go in here. And I'll quickly explain this. We break up e-com businesses into 10 Ps, like Ps related to your product, right? So how do I sell more products? How do I increase the AOV? How do I clear dead stock? Rah, rah, rah. Profitability, like how do I scale my best sellers? How do I cash flow forecast? How do I do all this fun stuff? You know, hang on, mute that person that's chatting with Reese. So let's go, and I'm going to work on promotional stuff for this one, and I want to work on the headline generator. So let's do this, and I'll get you to help me with it. So again, what I'm trying to do is get people to say yes when they read your statements. All right, so I'm going to grab a URL. I'm going to grab this. You have to forgive me, my voice is cooked because I've been sick for a week. So I need a new page 1, page 2, and 10 trust statements, and a USB. Oh, USB. So USP means unique selling proposition. Like, why should I buy from Darren? All right. For this side. So just for context, when I put that in here, behind every one of these GPTs that I spoke about on the other page, there is pages and pages and pages and pages of prompting, right? So you can't just go to Claude and do this, right? Because Claude or ChatGPT or Copilot or all the other crappy AI tools are going to give you this like unthought out answer. Whereas I've built this in such a way where you can ask such a basic question like this, and it's very deep thinking, very deep reasoning, right? So it gives you a really, really good answer. So let's run that and see where we get to. Hopefully it doesn't give me a terrible answer because I'll make a goose, but like 99% of the time works great. So, and one way I explain this is like, whilst this is doing its thing, if you're at my house and you're sitting at my kitchen table and you're like, Paul, I don't know how to grow my e-commerce brand. And I'd be like, Darren, what are you doing at the moment? You go, well, I'm running Facebook ads. I'm like, oh yeah, how are they going? And they go, crap. I go, cool. Click here, search for ad. And I'm going to go, let's take your bad ad, right? And let's make it into a good ad. So you can literally copy paste your shitty ad in here and it will rewrite a brand new ad that's going to crush it for you. Then Darren's next question will be like, that's good, solve that problem. Now, my average order value is not very high, Paul. How do I increase that? I said, we use this. Go in here and it'll ask you what's the question. Then I go, it's $60. Now it's 300. And then he'll be like, cool. Now I want to, should I be emailing my audience? I'm like, yep, use this one. And it'll teach you what you need to be email. And this goes on and on and on and on. And the answer that it gives you is the answer that I give you because it's trained on my brain, right? And then I also built it so it's trained on like principles that have been around for like 100 years now. So just a quick demo of all that. And we add more things to this every week. So this is still thinking, it's doing its thing. Hopefully I didn't break it when I went to a new tab, but give it a second and I can come back to it. Whilst it's doing that, let's have a quick look at what's the top product at the moment that you sell?
It's actually a Subaru product. Yep. Call it sorry, mental blank. Yeah, just go Dash. Just go Subaru Dash. It should pop up.
Yeah. One of these things.
That one, second from the left. Yep. Yep. Yep, that one.
Yeah, right. Look at it. Got everything in it. Jesus. So it is a dash mount Subaru Impreza. What does it do?
It's actually just a housing. It's just a housing. You go and buy that digital piece in the middle, and that housing drops into the OEM opening on a Subaru Impreza, which is interestingly out of stock. I don't know why it's showing out of stock. So that's what we call
conversion rate issue. If people can't buy it. Yeah. We'll come back to that. All right. I just wanted to load that up whilst I'm here. So, All right, cool. So let's have a look and see what we come up with so far. So we'll scroll back to the very top. So I checked the site. We had a look at what's going on there. So let's go down in here. So at the moment, the other thing to add in as well, when we're writing a new H1, we also want to do a new H1 based on Google search volume, right? Because you want the rank in Google search results for the product name that has lots of searches. So people find you in Google and they go, oh, I never heard about this brand, right? So there's probably more search results for like motorsport dashes, gauges, and keypad mounts, potentially. Maybe they're not the right thing, but so we would probably come back into, I'll duplicate this and I'll go back here. So precision 3D printed parts built for motorsport. I don't imagine there's probably that much search volume for that, but there's probably more search volume for this, right? So when we build this again, people go, I want that. Yeah, I want that. I want that. I want that. Then the next thing, here's your potential H2. So vehicle specific 3D printed parts for JDM. So there's probably is search volume for that. Australian performance and race builds made to order and organize by vehicle fitment. So vehicle fitment is probably a search someone searches for, JDM, Australian, blah, 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 blah. This is a bit vanilla for me at the moment. Like I'm not loving it, but we're going to do some work on it. Because what do you have at the moment? You've got vehicle specific dash gauges. It's similar, so it's not far off that anyway. But I'm going to keep going down in here and see what we've got. And I'll say this, right? When we do this properly for a brand, it can take us like a month and like 12 hours of work. This is not a simple exercise. I'm doing this very quickly tonight, but it's going to take longer to do this properly. So let's have a look here. I wanted to make it a bit more exciting. Like when someone reads it and then your audience, they read it and they're like, like, yeah, like that sounds sick. How old is your average customer? They'd be in there like 30s.
It varies, but yeah, they're typically it's moving, if I'm honest, because a lot of the stuff was low rent product that was being moved before.
Yeah.
As we're offering higher cost product, we're seeing it's more, yeah, you're 30 plus.
Okay. All right. So sticking with what I spoke about before about getting to a yes, we're going to work on this a little bit and just do it. Some brands this is super easy to do, right? Because you sell kids products and you sell dog leads or you sell whatever. Getting a yes is very easy, but this is a bit more sophisticated brand. I know Chris McQueen sitting there in the background going, working on something. Let's have a look.
I find it interesting. It's popping out statements like the right way and serious, for motorsport build. That was the angle we were trying to go to,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
to sort of almost a fear of missing out type vibe.
Mm. Serious builds. People go,
There you go.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a serious build.
that's
Finding
it. Yeah,
the right mount for your build. Yeah, that's what I want. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
you roll
I
into the
reckon,
Macca's car park with one of our product, you're serious. That was the vibe we were looking for.
yeah. So you can
There's
see
your
where I'm going
headline.
with
There's
that.
your headline right there. Say no more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Roll into the Macca's.
We're looking at a
Macca's
strategic
car park.
partnership with Macca's, so
Yeah.
Free Big Mac
So
on arrival.
Creepy back on it. I think like it's not perfect. I'd give that like a 5 out of 10. It's better than what you got at the moment. No one gets excited and go 3D precision, 3D printed parts. And they
Yep.
read that and they go, yeah. But they do go like, mount your dash gauges or keypads the right way. And they just go in their head, they go, yes. There's 3 yeses in that. Be equal specific 3D printed mounts for motorsport and performance build made to order so your setup starts with the right fit. Everyone goes,
Yep.
that's what I want. They
That's
probably
it.
don't
Yep.
read that and they go, da 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 da. So what other options have we got here? They're all good. That's good. This is better. They're all better. Everyone can see what I've kind of done there for Darren so far. Where this starts to get even more exciting is you come down here and we look at the trust statements, right? So at the moment, you got stuff like, yeah, we ship it overseas, we print it in-house, free shipping. No one gets excited and really goes, yes, yes, yes. But if they read these things, Australian owned and operated, you don't have that. You go, sounds great. We've got fitment help before you order. That's good. I don't need to think about anything. 3D printed in-house by 3D Racing Solutions. Is that in there at the moment? Not really.
3D printed in-house is, yeah.
That one, just it's amplifying it a little bit.
Yep.
Then we've got dash gauge, keypad mounts for motorsport setups. Yeah, built for JDM. Da 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 da. I reckon we need to hype it up a bit more though. So, trust statements a bit more, and also make them max 5 words. So, like, again, being clear, this is the stuff that if we were sitting at my kitchen table, this is the process that would go through, right? This is the reason I built this system so that when I'm asleep at night, you guys can all come through and go, let's chat the virtual poll and I can get all the problems to all of this stuff. And then you join the e-commerce circle community as well and go, guys, like this is what I've been doing in the command center. Do you think I nailed it? And go, nah, change this, right? So between the community and this, you got everything sorted. So what do we got here that I like? Founded in 2018. That's good. Heaps of like trust. No minimum order. That sounds good. Built for serious build. That sounds good. Fitment comes first. Serious parts, proper fit. Designed for clean installs. Build a rainy vehicle. About 9 of those are really good, right? So I'd be stealing all of them. So, now that's your new H1 built. That's your H2 built. That's your statements built. What was the USB? Just want to, I'm sharing this with everyone on the call as well because, like, I'll show you this part of the more orders command center in a minute. But like, we make every brand work on this first because when it comes time to running ads, right, running Meta ads, running Google ads, running email, building a billboard on the highway, going to a market at the weekends, blah blah blah. Like knowing how to talk about your brand properly and who you talk to, like, is the difference between a successful brand that has the good products and a flop of a brand that has good products, right? So, and it just does this for you 24 hours a day while you sleep. It's on your website. It's in your ads, right? So let's go here to make it twice as long. It's a bit light on at the moment. It's a bit too clinical. We need to get to your kind of vibe, you know? So, and I'll show you something else in a minute too. So, all right. So, vehicle specific 3D printed dashes, gauges. Da, da, da. So the company is called 3D Racing Solutions, right? Yeah, okay. Major order 3D
Correct,
printed
yep.
gauges. Da, da, da. Yeah, I mean that's nice, right? I mean it's good.
Yep.
Put it there, front page. Away we go. So, I'll show you this thing quickly. Like when we again, you guys will get access to all this stuff when you buy this thing. But like you go through this whole brand playbook exercise using this. You come through and you're like, here's my brand, and you answer all the questions. Go here, answer. At the end of it, you can do all this. You know what your H1 is, you know what your H2 is, you know what you need to say. Happy days, you're good to go. So I reckon you're pretty good to go with that stuff now. Let's scroll down a bit. I mean, look, honestly, the site, like, I get some absolute train crashes on here in terms of size, right? This is not bad. Like shopping by vehicle, good. Shopping by bestsellers, good. Shopping by new arrivals. Do you have new arrivals? No. There's probably some order issues going on here that we need to work on, but it's not terrible, right? So if we go to your product page, though, it is a bit interesting. Yep. So I would imagine you don't get a lot of reviews at the moment, right? Because everything is one and done kind of thing. Do you get a lot of repeat
Correct.
orders on
there's an element of customer base that is repeat orders. Usually race shops, they'll buy one or two a year as an example, so they keep coming back. But yeah, you're right, it is usually one and done.
Okay, all right. So get out of that. So I'm going to run it through this, audit this for me. So this will tell me everything that's broken with this page, and I'll do it at the same time. So let's have a look what's going on here. So first thing is, you got breadcrumbs, that's up there, no reviews. Obviously, you can't order it. You're also missing the Shop Pay button. So Shop Pay has this ugly purple button that enables people to purchase straight from the product page. Check out, give you your money, away you go. Printed and packed from Gold Coast, that's fine. 1 week lead time, that's fine. Free shipping Australia-wide. Where's like all product descriptions? Yeah, okay. Things that you're kind of... Explain this to me. What is this?
They're variants. So it's the actual housing can be made to suit your brand or required dash itself. So if you click one of those, it will actually... Yep, there you go. There you go. Now it's not sold out. Fantastic. It must have been just that variant that was broken. So basically it will, if I've got a photo of it, it will actually come up with your particular variant in there. So those digital, the actual centerpiece that's got the digital element to it, there's 1,000 different manufacturers of them out there.
Right. Okay. So all of these are a different version of this thing.
Basically.
Basically. Okay. Right. Would there be consistencies across the type of objections or micro pieces of information that people would think about buying this product that is relative to all of those displays? So what I mean by that is, is wiring the same?
No.
I would never know the question to ask here.
No, as far as what we're supplying, the actual housing itself is same every single time. Once they buy the digital dash, it varies wildly as to how they implement it and wire it and install it and all that sort of garbage. But the actual housing that we're supplying is relatively same.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Different from vehicle to vehicle, though.
Interesting. One thing that is definitely missing from this page is like a frequently asked question that is tied to
Yep.
like that particular. So if I've got a Rex, whatever, and I've got that thing, and I'm just like I'm going to have objections in my head that I need solving. So
Yep.
we might do a bit of work on that and show you how that works. But we'll
Yep.
try and find like overarching objections that people have because
Mhm.
all of your product pages should have that on all of them because they're going to have an objection. You go, I'm gonna answer that. So let's just do this. And I'll say this as well, right? What I'm doing here now, we do this live every single day inside the community. So exactly like this, but even better. All right. So grab you guys and go, we do it and go, here's what you need to fix. Darren, go fix it. Come back next week. Again, and again. So let's go through this. So this thing's still auditing the page as if I walked at it and found all the things. So let's have a look. So I'm not going to go through every single one of it, but it found like 70 problems at the moment.
Mhm.
So let's have a look at some of the stuff that it's identified. Occasionally we get things wrong, but let's go to the top.
Mm.
All right. And I'll say this is a very complex brand. It's not like this is Karen who sells kids' bikes, right? So that's why it's gone very deep and it's found a lot of different things. So let's have a look here. Made audit dashboards, right? ICP. So let's do this. Give me the top 10 priorities that we need to fix that will double the conversion rate. It's not double. Have you guys spoken about what we're doing for like Holcomb, Chris, as well? Like,
Yeah, briefly.
we're
We are
crushing it for
having,
another brand in this. Not what you do. They sell like Holden parts, right? But they're actually not made. So
they're actually filming a little bit of a video for Darren at the moment.
okay, cool.
Dad's team. Yeah.
I think you got massive opportunity here. I'll say that. Like some brands come here and I'm like, this is like could be a juggernaut and a half this thing.
I think our conversation, Darren, was pretty consistent. It was like there are optimizations to be made, but you got something good at the moment. It looks great. You just need to optimize a couple of things, nail the brand messaging, and then really it's just traffic from there. That's really what it's looking like.
Oh, look, a website is never finished, right? You'll be working on optimizing this website till the day that you sell this brand. There's millions of things you could do to fix this site. So let's have a look here. I should just stop it. It's going to go going for hours.
Oh my gosh.
But it's found a lot. I call this opportunity, right? So again, sold out issue. We've already found that one. Price confusion. There's this price confusion because different products cost different prices. So that's not so much confusion. That's what it is. So digital display not included. So move that. So one thing that I tell brands to do is there's a thing called meta field benefits, right? And a meta field benefits is like a short statement that goes here. So you can make like 4 or 5 different statements that go there that people read that and they get the clarity that they need. You're probably going to get some numpty go, I ordered it for $359. Where's my digital display, Darren? So say that you don't have it. You know what I mean? It costs extra. So if we go back to the other screen, so it's going to say stuff like that. And I'll probably even work on some meta field benefits for you. So, things like that, move that to where that should go. Fix that. There you go. That's easy. Add a fitment confidence box above the fold. Fitment confidence box is like, if it doesn't fit, we'll make it right. Right. So that can be just a trust statement. You could even be on your image. You could come in here and go, but if for some reason it's not perfect, just call me. We'll sort it out for you. All these little things, people go, it's good. More trust. Come down here. What's the next one? We've got put fitment help beside the variant, not at the bottom. Yeah, so you could have it in here. So you could have like the fitment variant associated with the actual selector itself, because this is very overwhelming. All right, so clean that up. We've got down in here, empty reviews. Obviously, we don't have reviews, so we won't do that. Short description is in the wrong location. So you don't have a short description. Short description should be like a summary of all the good points in this up here. So people read that and they go, yep, 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 yep. More yeses, right? But I keep going. The more times they comply with you, put that up the top. So you've already seen that there's like 6 things that we do when we go, happy days, your product pages are better. I wonder if, and there's 8, there's 9, there's 10, there's 10, or whatever. We can keep going for days. Are there any consistent meta field benefits that Darren can use on this page? I need like 10 of them. We really can't stress this enough as well. It'll save you so much time in customer service if you nail this. People won't be emailing you, asking you dumb questions, right? Because it just sits there and it goes, cool, it's answered the thing problem.
At this point, Paul, that's a real key point. At this point, about 50% of the orders I've gotten, I've had a precursor email from the customer.
Yeah. As you scale, you know what I mean? It's just like
that's impossible to manage. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend 10 grand a month on ads now. Like you need to have all this data sitting somewhere. So here you go. Here's a few options anyway. Probably not the perfect meta-field benefits. Like one of the meta-field benefits that would be overarching on every single page would be how long is the lead time? 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in stock, ready to ship. This is literally giving you how to fix it. It's telling you, giving you the code. It's giving you the whole thing though, right? You come through and you go, cool, happy days. So factory clock replacement, if that's what it is. The type of product it is, made to order. But some of them are probably close. Some of them probably need a bit more finessing. Let me just go to the top for a section. Excuse me. A few other people on the call going, this is Gold Coast, made to order. Yeah, potentially. Is clean flush install a big thing in this space?
I'm going to be honest and tell you, I don't even know what it means by that.
So clean flush install. The page says that the mounts allow a neat and flush install, but the current copy undersells how important that is. Yeah. WRX owners are buying those looks as much of the function. So yeah, anyway. So there's also 2 ways that you can run meta-field benefits on a site. You can also do it as an image, right? So some people, you can just go make it an icon on the image. Same with this next one. That there, like make it an icon on the image. So you go US stabilize ACA, which you said to me before. Here's another one, made to order, put on the image. Blah, blah, blah. So I might leave that there for now. Like this stuff is pretty advanced for like where a lot of people are at on here. Let's have a look what happens when you add stuff to your cart. So so far we've covered a bit of your brand messaging. We've covered your conversion rate optimization stuff. For you, I think one of the things that we would do would be like get us to do a full proper audit across the whole site and just go page by page by page and go, you're missing all this stuff. Add it in because the site's not bad. You know, you just got to add everything in and then you go do the next stuff. So what happens if I go to checkout here? Works as it should work. So I'm going to leave that there for now, I reckon. What I'll do is I'm going to map out your plan of what I would do if I was you moving forward with this. First thing, join the community tomorrow because you've got an awesome brand and we'll help you do cool stuff. Second thing, you need Command Center because you've seen what I did already in 10 minutes. You won't be sleeping ever again. Presenting.
Yeah, cool. Sounds great. You had me right until then.
That's why I said you don't stay. Go, yeah. All right. Delete. So a quick question, like what goal, like by the end of the year, what revenue do you want this thing to be doing for you monthly?
End of this year, I would love to be hitting 100K annual rate.
Oh, really? Small? Why not bigger?
Well, that's what it used to do. Before the young fellow put it to bed, which was only last year, that's what it used to do. So I just want to get it back to that. And then I've got fairly significant, I want to double that during the course of the next year.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's go.
I've got some time limitations before the end of this year as well, by the way. So I don't
Oh,
want to be
okay.
too greedy.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. So here is what I'd be fixing in the next next month, right? Is the site. So for you, you just need a full site audit to tell you what's missing. Like I'm not going to go and recommend a converter kit that we'll recommend to people here or a full website build. It's like tell you what's missing. That's the number one thing. Number two is really dial in your brand strategy properly. So this is your store. This is your story. All right, second bit. So we've done a bit of work on that already, but I think with a brand like yours, you've got to absolutely nail it because it is hard for you to stand out in this space in amongst all the other people that do similar stuff. So we need to tell your story. We need to tell how you're into the industry. We need to tell all of that. Like I went into it pretty lightly with what I spoke about on using Command Center. A lot of brands can use Command Center to do their brand strategy. Yours, we got to elevate it a bit more. So now that would be the first thing that I would do. Second thing that I would be doing would be, so you're printing everything on demand at the moment, is that right?
At the moment, yes.
Your whole bunch stock of stuff that sells well?
Not at the moment, but that is part of the plan over the next couple of months.
Yeah, so I'd be concerned if we run ads for you. Like if you run ads and you started, selling out of stuff, you'd be printing like a madman, So because you've
Yeah,
got
it'd
a
be a good
huge,
problem to
huge,
have, but it
huge.
would also be a fairly significant problem.
Yeah. Do you reckon you would have like 30 or 40 products that you can print easily, or you could pay someone else to do it, come to you wherever this setup isn't printed for you if it did blow up and just go
Yep.
print me
Yep.
50 of them? Okay.
Yep.
I reckon Google Ads would absolutely crush it for you then, right? So, because you literally just go, let's identify those 30 or 40 products. Let's put $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month, whatever, behind it, right? And then you go, cool, let's just get 10 and then we get 20 and then we focus on a product for a vehicle and let's become the king of that segment in the market and go, this product, that product, that product, that 20 products, whatever, away we go. Google Ads, like that would get you to your $100,000 a month by the end of the year, like piece of cake. I don't reckon Meta ads would be a good branding play for you so that like people know the brand, right? So you could spend a couple of grand a month and grow the brand on Meta and people go, oh yeah, that's cool. I've heard about that guy. I've got a Rex and I want a new dash, But it's not really an impulse purchase. It's a considered purchase where people go to Google and they go, who do I buy it from? Oh, there's that Aussie bloke who printed for me and he's a good dude. He knows what he's talking about. So I reckon these things for you like will get you to 100K by the end of the year. Piece of cake. Like if you were putting like, call it, I don't know, $5,000 a month, in 10 grand a month into Google ads, you'd be pushing, and you could do this very quickly. Within 4 months, you'd be getting like 80 grand, 90 grand, 100 grand. So it's not even a 6 month journey for you. All right. I think you said it yourself. Your problem would be you won't be able to keep up. Like we could scale this thing for you so fast. Once you fix this and once you fix that. That makes sense?
Yeah, 100%.
So, and the other things you want to do is like transform you, right? You join our community. You understand how to tell a good story. You understand how to fix your site. You understand how ads works. You understand how email works. You understand the next important thing that you've got to do. Transform you as a business owner inside of 6 months. You'd give it like, I could drive this thing to $250,000 a month if I wanted to. Piece of cake, So does that make sense?
Yep. Sign me up.
All right, cool. Give him the details, Chris. We'll get that.
No, we're chatting tomorrow. Don't worry, I'll bring you along.
Yeah, cool.
All good.
All right.
Thank you for the time, Darren. Hopefully that was helpful. Paul, do you want to run one more? I did see another one that I thought.
Yeah, we can do a few more. Yeah, cool. Who's next?
I saw Rhonda, my pink pottery. Rhonda, are you happy to come up and have us have a look at your website? So we've got Rhonda N.
We'll do it for a few brands.
You're just on mute there.
There you go. I've unmuted.
There we are. How are you?
Good. My teenagers are fighting, so
no worries.
No, they're 20. My daughters are older. The baby's 18. So
all good. Are you happy to come on and we have a look at your business as well?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. I've just linked it there for you, Paul. Do you want to give us a bit of an introduction to it?
Yeah. So for me, honestly, I started my pink pottery as it was honestly a hobby. It was nothing more than a hobby. And I got cancer, and then I'm okay now. So, and I thought, look, I'm going to do something for me because my kids are older. My husband's an engineer, and he's just said, look, why don't we, do something? So I run the site myself. I designed it myself. So yeah, it's as simple as that. And I sell almost everything I sell. I'm going to say 90% would be from TikTok.
Okay.
So yeah. So, and then I have a YouTube channel. I have 25,000 followers on that.
On YouTube, wow.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. So a lot of things are sold personally. And then my daughter and I do like the Royal Melbourne show, the Adelaide show, the big events.
Beautiful. Do you make these?
Yeah, so I make them.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have a kiln on the premises. And then
awesome.
So I actually used to study ceramics in my early 20s, and then anyway went back to it. So we bought a new house, bought a new kiln. We've had the electrician out doing all that side. But yeah, like I said, it was nothing more than a hobby. And then when people started buying it, because at the start I was selling my mugs for $20, which is nothing, you know. But now most of them, I'm going to say the new ones, probably anything from 80 to 140 a mug.
Yeah,
so,
wow. Which ones? Sorry.
So, and I always sell out. So
awesome.
So what I've done on this, when I changed it, so at the start I had at the top, like mugs, plates, whatever. All along the top. And then I've seen a number of other pottery people, other businesses, and they had more of the drop down and just the main collections at the bottom. And I thought, well, that made more sense to me. So, and, most people that buy from me, I'm going to say they'd be in the mid-20s to mid-30s. That would be my, and a lot of double ups. So what I get on here, I guess, is just a few people trickling in from TikTok, and then I also do TikTok sales. So I have like live sales and a games night.
Okay, right.
So my daughter and I both have separate businesses, but when we do big events, we work together in the big events.
Do you know what your conversion rate is at the moment? Do you know that number?
No idea.
Right. You in Shopify at the moment?
I just leave it as it is, and when I get a sale on it, great. And
how many sales do you get a day?
How many sales I get a day?
Or a month? Like what revenue are you doing at the moment?
What did I get last month? I'm just trying to think I'm going to say $3,000 last month.
$3,000 in sales. Okay.
Roughly.
All right. Do you know how many people came?
If my daughter and I do a big event, like say the Adelaide show, we will take about 35,000 in 10 days.
Yeah, well.
Right. Okay.
So huge money, but it's a bit different. It doesn't come through the website. It comes through our FPOS machines and cash.
But what happens is people go to that market, right? And they walk past you because they're busy and the kids are screaming. And then you've got a batter at the site and they go walk your website. And you've done a great job, given that you're not a web designer, you're a potterer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and they leave.
Yeah.
Right. So you have the classic problem that we work with a lot of brands where they crush it at markets, but it doesn't translate online. Like you just told me you have 25,000 people on YouTube. You must have an obscene amount of people that have been to this site and not have purchased. Right.
Yeah.
And I say this certainly not to upset you or anything, but like it's a massive opportunity.
Yeah,
because if you think about it, like if you had all these people, 25,000 people like rocking up to your website every month, and say 5% of them purchased, and the average order value for you was like $60. I'm going to show you what that number looks like. And I say this with such confidence because let me use this lady as an example, tea leaf reader. So this is Karen. Karen makes her own teacups. She prints them. She makes the design. She's got a kiln. She's got like 4 kilns, doesn't she, Queen or something? So, and she's a tea leaf reader, right? So you go there, she buys that, she does it. She's pretty much in the same business as Darren's in, except she's got to make it and ship it, and Darren's got to print it and ship it, and same thing you're in.
Yeah.
She does about 15, 20
Yeah.
grand a month now. When I
Yeah.
met her, her site wasn't converting as good as it can. So the first thing I said to Karen was, you need to buy what's called our store converter kit. And like, Darren doesn't need this, but you need this. Store converter kit is basically like our high converting system that enables you to go and rebuild your website so that it's built in the right order with all of the elements and all of the stuff that I kind of spoke with Darren in the right place at the right time on the right page. And it just improves your conversion rate. Because conversion rate is so important that if you don't constantly work on improving it, you're just losing money every month, right? So let's do this as an exercise. So I'm going to talk to my computer and you guys can watch because I suck at maths. So this will save the day. So my friend Rhonda makes beautiful cups and she loves pink, obviously, as per her beautiful website, like my pink guitar. So we're new besties. But at the moment, she does $3,000 a month in sales. So let's have a look at a few unknowns. We don't know how much traffic Rhonda actually gets to her website at the moment, but she has 25,000 people who follow her on YouTube. She has tons of people who meet her at markets and so forth. So let's assume that 10,000 people visited Rhonda's website every month, right? And let's assume that 2.5% of them converted, right? And the average order value for Rhonda's business was now $65, right? How much money would Rhonda be making if she purchased the converter kit from us and put it on her website and watched the training, which goes for 2 hours? How much more money would she be making every month? And then how much more money would she make every year? And how much more money would she make over the course of 2 years? And actually, let's do one other thing. Let's say the conversion rate was 3.4%, right? So give me those numbers. So the numbers you told me at the moment, you make $3,000 a month. So I'm going to go on record. I'm not going to say this is actually what's going to happen. But if
I understand. Yeah.
If what I said in here does happen, look at the difference, right? And this is the difference that using the converter kit makes for a brand. 10,000 visitors, $65 AOV. If you got a 2.5% conversion rate, you would make 16 grand a month. If you had 3.4, you'd make 22,000 a month. Over the course of 2 years, you make $458,000.
Yeah.
So $16,000 is much better than $3,000.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, my biggest thing is I have to make it.
So charge heaps for it.
So, and it's hard because I'm the only one with the skill.
Yeah.
It's not like I can employ all these other people with a certain skill. I guess is what I'm saying. And then I guess too, a lot of it is confidence. Anyone that starts something new, I always thought, oh God, it doesn't look that great. Who's going to buy it? And then I was shocked, honestly, when people were going, oh, I'd pay $100. Why are you selling this for $30? And I think 100%. A lot of people come into that when they make something with their own hands. So
three things you got to fix, right? Is like use our converter kit to convert as much of your traffic if you got as possible. Like put your prices up until you run out of capacity. So say, for example, you said, it's fantastic to hear that like you're in remission and so forth and cancer's good. And you're like, well, I'm happy if I'm making like $8,000 a month. So just backtrack that and go, well, I'm going to make my cup $110 and I'm going to make however many you need to make a week. I don't want to employ more people, but I'm like, I've got all the traffic coming. I do the same amount of work, but I now charge 2.5 times for the product and I make $10,000 a month or $15,000 a month. Happy days.
Yeah.
Right. Same thing Darren will do. Darren's like, I've only got so many printers. Guys, you want it, you're waiting for it. There's a wait time. It's going to take a month, going to take 2 weeks, whatever. Like, here's the price. He can get a customer for $20, $30. He can sell a product for $600. He can make $300. He's like, we're good. We do $100,000 a month. Right. The way he does it, the way you do it is, is converter kit. Him is fixing issues on his website.
Yeah.
And away you go. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
The reason I recommend something like our converter kit is because like you've got a product page already on your homepage, on your website. Stuff is just in the wrong order at the moment. Everything looks beautiful, right? But you're not a web designer. So The converter kit puts things in the right order so that it converts better. It's the same if I go to a collection page. Everything is in a better order so that people buy more. And then they go to a product page, everything is in the right order and in the right location, people buy more. Like I can't even see your add to cart button. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I did notice that the other day and thought, oh, okay, I have to change that color.
Yeah. So super easy for you to fix. Take you literally like a weekend if you grab that converter kit. Between that and the command center, the way you go, you'll be flying.
Yeah, and I mean, I did originally have someone else create a different, like it was the same website, but they created, I absolutely hated it and deleted it. I paid thousands of dollars and I couldn't stand it. I'm like, that's not what I want. So it was like, you know, and I won't say who it was, but I just feel like maybe they didn't see the vision I had, which, you know, it might have been a bit of a communication thing too. But because a lot of people, if you say you're going to do the whole website pink, they're like, no. But it's called My Pink Pottery. And most people that come to me want very girly, very pink things with bows and swans and whatever. That, you know, they don't want a brown website or a white website.
No, of course. No. It's your like what your business. You want to have like pink everywhere? Like go for it.
And I just, you know, I guess for me, like after being sick, I think when you're sick, then you go, okay, I just want something for me. Like I think you think very differently when you've survived something. You really do. So I think, you know, and that's why I was like, my kids are older. Let's just do something for me. And it's not a money thing, honestly. That sounds really bad, but it is not a money thing. It's just, you know, it gives me something that I enjoy doing. So, and I do enjoy loading everything on the website and things like that. I do like that side.
Yeah, cool. Love it. All right.
But you see how this lady, you're showing me how she has all of the words at the top?
Yeah.
All the tabs?
Yeah.
That's one thing I didn't personally like. I had them like that at the top. And a lot of people said that because I asked a few different people, not family, just different people I knew in industries from especially YouTube. And they said they didn't like that. They found it was very jarring.
Oh, okay. Well, it converts. That's why I do it. Nah, put it back on. So,
oh, really? 100%. Okay.
Yeah. For me, like, so this site is also built on a converter kit, but we've done a bit of custom work. Like your site needs to look kind of like this website, but pink, in my opinion. You go there and you're like, oh, yeah, this is what we do. So we made this site. This is a custom site. Like it's more expensive, but some nice icons, some beautiful stuff, some like, you know, Wanderlust and new arrivals and blah, blah, blah. And you go to a product page, right? And it looks like this, you know. So she serves the same market as you, right? Like similar age bracket people. You go, oh, yeah, that's good. That looks good. It's nice and clean. So, you know, it needs to just look more like this and it'll convert even better for you, which is, and then you'd be set. You'd be like ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, so, I'm happy to put all the tabs back if you think. I was just like, oh, does it look too busy? I wanted it to look a bit cleaner, you know? Like that's why I've got the big banner, just to be neat. And then I do change the banner every month. That was, I did actually hire, I had a different business. I actually sold it a long time ago, and I actually hired somebody that did all the Google ads. It cost me an absolute fortune. But I really didn't honestly have that great conversion. So,
you know why you don't have great conversion?
Said, look, get it how you like. And I thought, oh, well, I'll watch this. And then he said, you know, look, then we'll invest once we feel like it's looking good and it's doing its thing. You know, then we're happy to invest in some ads or something.
Don't invest in any ads or anything. Your plan is no ads until you rebuild the website.
Yeah, no, I haven't done any ads for this and I didn't really want to. Like I said, I have to get to a stage where I can produce more products. So when I bought one collection out, I sold out in an hour, the first drop. The second drop I sold out in 24 hours, the third drop in 48 hours.
Yeah, right.
So it's like I've got to be able to produce more.
All right. Well, lots of opportunity here. I'll jump onto someone else now.
Thank you.
Well. So hope that's good. Chris from our team will chat to you about probably two options, converter kit, or we'll build the site for you. Like I'd love to build this, it would look fantastic. But who's up next? Esther, you have any questions? Or Paula or Dave? or anyone? Oh, okay. Paul's already got the converter kit. You should have had details.
Email.
I'll make sure that Chris is across the that for
Shoot me
you.
a message, Paula. We'll get Chris to send me your details and we'll connect. Get it set up for you.
Yeah, cool. All right. Esther, you're up. Or Jen's puppies there, or Tiff, or you're all good, Esther? No questions? Do you have a side at the moment or anything? You can come off mute if you like. Up to you. Some people a bit nervous and they're like,
the empathygiftco.com.au.
the Empathy Gift Co. Let's have a look. What does that do?
There's pre-made and custom gift boxes and hampers for every step of the journey.
You have heaps of reviews. Jesus, how many reviews you have in Google?
I purchased this company off a lady who'd been running it for 7 years, and then I've had it for 2.
All right, 443 Google reviews and like no, yeah, right. Interesting. What sort of numbers does it do? Interesting.
Yeah.
What sort of numbers is it doing at the moment for you? The website is kind of a bit hard
About
to use.
About 5,000 a month, and like we bought it really cheap. So I think when the first lady who did it, for her it was just a hobby. Her brother had passed away from cancer, and she's like, you receive flowers all the time, flowers die, like let's make something more meaningful. But I think she was just happy to have it as a couple of hours a day hobby, which was great. And gifting is my love language. I've always loved gifting. I listen to people and I love buying gifts. It just makes me so happy. So yeah,
I love receiving gifts. So I'm going to message her. I need to send me stuff. It's my love language too, buying and giving stuff.
So when the opportunity came up to purchase it, I was like, yeah, great. Like, but I knew it wasn't doing, very well. And I started off with a business partner, but now I fully own it. We tried to get into corporate a lot last year. We were a part of the Carlton in business, networking. Went to lots of functions. I still go to a few functions. But I think that chance that she would have had to have those corporate deals, which she said no to, I think we've kind of lost. Like, people have already got their established hamper companies now, and I think some people get put off with the name of the company, which I'm not going to change because it is actually our biggest seller is, sympathy gift boxes. And it's very niche, like, not a lot of people kind of offer that.
When you look at the site, who did this design of this site at the moment?
I had a horrible website, and then I kind of just jumped in. I changed the logo, I changed the colors. She had like really bright purple. I wanted it to sort of be more natural tones. So I've done a lot of this website.
Okay, all right. Let me give you like an example. Like, so when people work with us, there's 2 parts you go on. There's the converter kit, which is a DIY version, and then there's the get us to do a custom website for you. So like, depending on how far you wanted to take this, I would be like, first option is like we rebuild the whole thing because it's kind of very hard to use at the moment. Like even hard to read things, mismatches and fonts and kind of rah. But if you were like, you know what, like I'll go the converter kit option. Like here is Leah, and here's what Leah did on her website with the Sunza Collective, right? You can see like, oh yeah, navigation, super easy to use. H1 makes a lot of sense. H2 makes a lot of sense. Icons in the right spot. Like you can see that this is better, yeah? So she paid $2,000. She got the converter kit, right? Yep. She went away and she's like, oh yeah, Paul, help us do that. We filmed a video. Like here's how the products display. Here's how the reviews display. Here is how the navigation works. Here is like what a product page looks like. And you go, that's her product page. And we go, here is this product page. Right. And you go, well, Leah's got all this good stuff. She's got Metafield. She's got in-stock ready to ship. There's a lot going on here. That's why she's doing as well as she's doing. And I'm here, I'm like big nav, little nav, other nav, different fonts. So for you, first step is
Mm-hmm.
you get converter kit. And Chris is going to talk about
Mm-hmm.
that on tonight's call anyway.
Mm-hmm.
100%, I would get that. The reason I
Yep.
recommend a custom site to people, I'm like, some people go, I don't have time to do it. I don't want to do it. And I know you guys will do it better. I'm like, cool, go that path.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But for you, just as from a design perspective,
Mm-hmm.
that's number one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Hard to use and so forth, and just random buttons are popping up. So that's the path I would go on first.
Yep.
And then I would jump into the command center as well. And I would do the brand exercise that I kind of did for Darren as well.
Mm-hmm.
And join a coaching community and go,
yep,
what should I say for my H1, my H2, my trust statements, my USP, all that stuff, right? And then once I've done that, night and day, you'll have a business ready to go. At the moment, it's not ready to go because it's kind of as it is at the moment. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, so for you and Rhonda, same path, both of you. Like, get the converter kit. Like, now you're brand messaging with the command center. Join the community, and just some of you are just like, Rhonda's like, I don't want to work 40 hours a week, whatever. And you're like, I don't want to do that either. I want to work a couple hours a week. And I go, cool, go to a few calls during the week, learn stuff, become better, chip away at it. Like Karen, who I spoke about, how old is Karen, Chris? She's like, 60s or something. She goes to coaching calls, she learns, she comes, she goes, she listens. Like Jade did the same thing. Jade got the converter kit as well, Chris, like a year ago. Is that right? Yeah. Converter kit, listens to stuff. Now she's doing what she's doing. Exactly the same path.
40K a month,
40K a
month. She didn't have a product when she started though, Jade. Like was even.
I shouldn't have a product. Okay, well, there you go.
She did not even a business when she came to one of these calls. Yeah, she just kind of chipped away.
So the path is identical. Well, I mean, the path is different for Darren because he's kind of got an okay site. Darren needs to go to the calls where I'm going, Darren, add all these 60 things that are missing from all your pages. And you'll go, cool, now, mate, what's next? I go, let's run ads for you. But you ladies shouldn't be running ads yet until you fix your message, until you fix your site. Right? So, how are we tracking for time? Chris, you want to do one more? Like, we never covered everybody, yeah? So, if you guys need to run, obviously, do you know what I mean? Like, feel free. We'll tell everyone what they need. Dave, do you have any questions? If you can hear me, you're on mute, mate. Sitting there patiently.
Rhonda did just ask you, just as an example.
Sorry, Dave.
Just learning, Paul. I'm just taking it all in. I haven't really picked out a product just yet. I haven't picked out a direction or anything like that. I've dabbled in something like this for many years, and now, it's time to start to get a bit more serious. I see the growth in the market that's going crazy for these Shopify stores and everything like that. And I'm starting to see that average people like me, or above average people like us, I should say, are actually going to put ourselves out there and have a crack at it. And I can see that this could be very lucrative for everyone who's willing to take a venture like that. So I'm just learning, Paul. I'm just I've jumped on your call or anything like that. So hello everyone. Hopefully I can do this more often. Just learning. Need to sort out this. I'm kind of like being blinded by everything out there at the moment. So I need to sift through it all and choose one product and test that. So
So first thing you want to do then, you don't need a website or anything yet, right? You're like, I don't even know what to bloody sell on the internet, right? So you go to here, ai.ecommercecircle.com.au, sign up, whether you pay monthly or you pay annually, whatever. When you join though, you go in here and you do literally what I just did, browse assistants, and you go ask assistant finder, and exactly what I did in here. You go, hi Paul, you don't need to say Paul or whatever. You go, I don't know what to sell. I don't know what to sell. All right.
Yep.
And it's going to give you like 4 options in here. Thanks, Ether. I will chat to you later. So, and you give it a second. And what it's going to do is going to pick up the winning product finder. So you would come in here, and I'll show you how this works. Actually, you got all of these things, right? But for the purpose of this, we'll just go that one, winning product finder. I'll make it a bit bigger for you. So what are you interested in, Dave? What stuff are you like?
Look,
interested?
I've thought about skincare. That's one. Print mugs. I've got some really good ideas for mugs. there's a few other little bits and pieces there that I've been taking notes over the last couple of weeks about. Pretty much it's going to be drop shipping. That's, I'm a plumber in Queensland, and I've got no product or anything like that to sell or anything like that. One of my best friends is an importer who I grew up with, and he's making like a couple of $1 million a year doing this, and he's been trying to say, come up with a product, and he can source it for me, and we can do it that way or something like that. He's quite willing to help me out, but I need to get my head around.
Can I tell you what not to do? Can I give you the smackdown now?
Yes.
If you're a plumber, there's probably a lot of plumbers that exist in the plumbing industry that have a big problem that you know how to solve, right? There's something for plumbers, whether it's like when you go under the house and you're dealing with the dead rats and all the confined spaces and all the other shit under the house, you're like, I wish there was a product that I had as a plumber for under the house.
You're right. Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah.
So don't go into this space and be like, oh, sell skincare. And I'm like, why? Like, what do you know about skincare? You're like, nothing, but people sell skincare. Like, you know a lot about plumbing. Like, I've got a client that was a glazier, right? So I met him and he goes, cool. And I said, well, he started a business selling pool fences on the internet. I'm like, that makes sense because you sell the product that you used to install. He goes, great. Now the dude does like $600,000 a month selling pool fences on the internet. He didn't go, I'm going to go start an apparel company. Right. I had a client like 2 years ago. He was a plumber. No, he was a sparky. And he would work on junction boxes outside in the sun and he gets fucking sunburn. So he made an umbrella mount that you would mount with a magnetic thing to the box to keep you cool. And he went on to millions of the things. Do you know what I mean? He solved his own problem. So you come in here and you go, I'm Dave the plumber. Can't even type anymore. And I need help figuring out what to sell. And I think it should be in the plumbing industry. You know why I recommend that as well? Because at some point, like you speak great, like you've got a cool energy and vibe about you. You're going to have to do videos about your brand at some point. You're not going to get on and be like, hi, I'm Dave, buy my skincare product when you're trying to sell it to 25-year-old girls or something. But you can get on a video with your phone, and you can be like, hey, I'm Dave. And like, here's the product that I've sourced from overseas, blah, 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 blah. Like, you should buy it because I use it. And people go, I like him. I'll buy that. Yeah. So sell stuff that you're interested in, they're a different part. You know what I mean? So I won't do this exercise for you now. You need to come and buy the command center and you need to sit there and you need to go like, there you go. What's that? A smart leak detection starter kit. There's one option for you. Here is a burst hose prevention kit. There's another thing for you. Here is a drain maintenance kit for, I need that. My buddy drains always have like dog hair sitting on the top. So make a product that solves that problem for everyone who got dogs in the drain. Anyway, you can see what this is doing, right? So there's a product cost, there's the packaging. Sell it for $200. Happy days. Pick one of them, right? Plumber branded emergency home kit, like whatever, Dave. So this is things that I will tell you to do. So you go through, do all this, away you go, right? Makes sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
So for you as well, join our community, right? And then because when you join our community, you also get access to this course. So as part of your membership, so Chris is going to talk about that. Picking the perfect product course, right? You get it for free when you join. So it'll tell you it goes about 2 hours. So we'll do that as well. I might park that there for now, or we're going to be here till like midnight, Chris V, if you want, but up to you.
No, I'm not really sure where to go from here, Paul, to be honest, because we've kind of gone
through we'll go from here. I'll tell you what we need. Everyone's going to get my personalized recommendation. So Rhonda, I want you, and Paul has already purchased this. You need to go here and you need to go check out.
Tell me what's a link, Paul, and I'll just put the link in.
Okay. All right. So you need to go check out the converter kit. This is the thing that Rhonda needs, right? Paul has already got this, right?
Sure.
Dave will need this at some point. Dave, if you're serious about growing an e-com brand, you'll get it. Like, you need that at some point.
Gonna give them the one with a deal on it because we are publicly doing that. So
do that anyway. But watch what that is anyway. So Chris is going to send you the link. He'll give it to you. So
Great. Thank you.
watch what the converter kit is. All of
Yeah.
you need the command center. All right. So you come here, you go buy it. You can either buy it lifetime, or you can buy it annual, or you can buy it month to month, whatever you want. This is the virtual Paul brain, right? Rod's one of our members of our community. Nice to see you, Rod. You already got this. He uses it. He loves it. So all of you need that, because when we're inside the coaching community, like, we show you how to do what I've just shown you now, like all day, every day, right? Next thing that I recommend you do is, so when I talk about the e-commerce circle coaching community, right? So what you can do is we do 8 calls a week like this. It's going up to 10 soon. It'll go up to 15 in a couple of weeks as well. But if you're familiar how Messenger works, it kind of operates in something like that. It's called Slack, but Slack is like 100 times better, right? So we have private channels, and I might even show you, I'll give you a demo in a second, what that all looks like. Actually, you know what? Let's do this, because that'll make way more sense. So let's go to...
I might just explain as well quickly, Paul. So I've dropped 2 links. So one is the converter kit, which comes along with 12 months of access to this community that we're talking about. So that's one link. It's currently on a 50% off discount, which is going to be running for another couple of days. And then the next one is the AI Command Center, which is the platform Paul's been using today to support with the work that he was doing.
Yeah. So everybody on here should have all of these things. So short version. So see, you're probably pretty small, but so this is called Slack, right? And inside Slack, there are all these channels that we have on the left, right? And before everyone goes, oh, I'm old or whatever, and I don't know how to use technology, most of our community now is like 50 or 60 plus year olds, right? People that got no idea about tech. There's 400 people in the community now, right? They're all paying their membership monthly. They're all going in there. Then they get notified there's a call. If they're free, they go to a call. They come in here, and you see, like, someone will share a win. Someone will share a question. This is Therese. Therese, we joined like a year ago. Now she's like selling like 10 to 15 grand a month or something, right? When they have specific questions, you go, oh, how do I run my ads? You post in the ad channel, you get help. When you have question about Shopify, you post in the Shopify channel, you get help. When you have issues with your converter kit, you post in here, you get help, right? And this goes on and on and on and on. Like, there's a channel for everything, basically. I'll just make that bigger. If you can't make calls, what you need to do is go back into this recording channel. And this is what Jade did. So Jade, that Chris spoke about, did I turn the screen share off or something?
No, it's still there. That's it.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So for example, what did we do yesterday? Like, we did an audit on something, right? So I went for an hour. People went to the call. They watched the call recording. Here's another one. They watched the call recording. Here's another one. They watched the call recording, right? So you watch all of that. You go to everything, and then we keep helping you with the next thing you need to do. So this is not like you need to do this for 40 hours a week. You can do this for 4 minutes a week if you want to. But between this, where you have community support, and then when the community is asleep, right, which is rare, you go to the command center and you can ask great questions in the command center. And then the only other thing is, like, if you don't have a website yet, you get the converter kit, right? So converter kit covers your website. Command center is like you have access to Paul 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because it's Paul's brain. Community, you have access to Paul virtually in the community and the rest of the community, right? So once you become like a bigger brand, like, say someone like Darren, if I could come along and scale Darren's brand to like $1 million by next year if you wanted to. Like, there's other programs that we would have for him. We'd be like, hey mate, like, let's fix your website properly. Let's do your brand strategy properly. Let's run your ads for you. So as you become a bigger brand, we go, here's the next thing that you need, right? So, but this is built for newbies all the way up to brands doing like 8 figures a year. We have brands in there doing millions of dollars a month.
I did a call with someone. So somebody jumped into the same program last week. We jumped on a call earlier this morning, and she didn't have a product yet either.
Yep.
So what we do, so everyone who jumps in, we do what's called a fast path plan call, and that's just really, we sit down one-to-one. Everyone gets one of these calls, complimentary, and it's just, we really sit down and go, okay, this is what you need to focus on next. And for them, they're still deciding products. So we kind of went through the product framework, what's out there, and we started the brainstorming process to figure out what kind of products they can realistically sell. And then from there, they're going to the course. that's going to help them to nail down that product. And then from there, they're going to get support from the community. So if you're in that position where you haven't got a product yet, absolutely, this is going to just get you there faster, basically, help you figure out what's going to work for you to start a business.
You just sit in the background in the calls and just listen to what other people are talking about, right? Because there's some people that are well ahead of you and there's some people that are just a little bit ahead of you, right? So Rod can probably attest to this, right? Rod came in our community, sits in the background, he's hilarious, you know, and he's like, Paul, I want to start doing this thing. So I'm like, oh, this is what you need to work on next, Rod. I haven't helped Rod build a website for his business, you know? So whatever your next bit is, away you go. So what's Paul trying to do there?
Sorry, I missed Paula. I'm a little slow at this, but where do I go to sign? I think we're going to
It'll
have to
be
sort
in
you
your
out.
emails. Yeah.
I know Chris McLean. Hold on. Chris McLean gave his email further up. Paula, just email Chris M here, and he'll take care of you. We do get a
Julian can also help you out tomorrow, yeah, Jules. You'll be able to help Paula get in. Did you? So what have you purchased, Paula? You already purchased the converter kit and access to community.
Yeah, I
last
did
week.
Last week. But it was on special for the before it ended, and it was going to get in there, but no, it's found the signing, but I've obviously got to find my is it email password that I would have created? Is that right?
Yeah, that'd be you get a link that says join Slack. So yeah, I'll get Chris to message you tomorrow to make sure you got the link to join Slack. But
I'm at work from
he'll email you. He'll just send you an email how to do it. It'll be a simple link. All you got to do is you just click it, and then you only got to go, here's my name and my surname, and you go, oh, I'm in now. That's it. Easy.
Fabulous. It'll be fabulous.
Yeah. But everybody on here should join that community, right? So easy. Even I think, Darren, you're chatting tomorrow to Chris, whatever, but like you can go and sign up to the community. I'll give you the link as well.
I'm halfway through filling my details in now.
Done. There you go. Happy days.
I might get up a slide just because Reese had a question here, and I might be able to just answer it with one of the slides that I got. So
go for it.
A second to share. I just feel visually, Reese, this might be easy to help make sense of. Let me see. Can you see this one? Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah,
cool. So the way it typically looks like if you jump into it's the link I provided that has the converter kit and the 12 months of the community. So I'll tell you how it works. Basically, the community is like that. That's what Paul was showing you, where we do all the coaching calls, etc. And for you, if you haven't got a product yet, the converter kit's not for that yet. What you do is you jump into the community. And so you get that offer, you jump in there, and then you go to our coaching calls where we will kind of push you in the right direction, give you the course structure, etc., to actually start doing that for yourself. So we have guidelines on how to select products. So you come into the community, you go to one of the actual coaching calls, figure out what your next steps are. For you, honestly, it will just be straight away going to the perfect product course, which is in there and part of the community too. So here's where you kind of follow our guidelines and you start brainstorming what's going to work for you. You then come back to our live calls and you use the community to get feedback from other people on if that product is a good offer, if other people think it's good, etc. So you get a bit of feedback. And then when you've got your product and you've started doing your brand messaging and it's time to build the website, that's where the converter kit comes in. So the converter kit essentially, it's like, I'll explain where it came from. So our web dev team, we build websites for people from scratch. These are more for brands who are doing big numbers and want to just scale. But obviously for people who are just starting or want to do their first 5, 10, 20K, it's probably not the right time to buy one yet necessarily. So what we did was we took the websites that we usually build and we put them into a theme essentially. And that's what the converter kit is. It's a theme with all of the elements that we would usually put into a website already custom coded in there. So the point is, you come into the circle, the community, you do the coaching, you pick your product, you do your branding, and then when it comes time to do the website, now you don't have to worry about doing any code, like you're not wasting time or anything like that. You have people who can support you in the process because you now got the converter kit, which is essentially like that theme that lays everything out in the direct order. So you follow our instructions on how to build that. And then basically now you have this website with the products that we helped you pick. It's got the branding. It's now looking good on our framework, and then it's ready for traffic. So that offer is the converter kit theme plus the 12 months of coaching where we will help you in terms of picking products. Hopefully that made sense, mate. Let me know if it didn't, and maybe I can clarify a little more. But let me know, Reese, did that make sense? While he gets back to me, we can kind of just move on or go to the next question if you want, Paul. Still got you there, Reese?
Yeah, no, the converter kit doesn't help you find the product. Once you've got a product, then the converter kit is like it'll help you build your website. Yeah. All right. So think you got to go get a Shopify account, and on Shopify, you have to put a theme on your website, and that theme is how you design how your site looks. That's what the converter kit is.
No problems. All right. Did we miss anything else? I think that's it. We'll wrap it up, Paul.
Cool. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Look forward to seeing all of you in the community. And yeah, hope you got tons of value out of it. So I'll chat to you all soon. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.